welcome back to Normski TV. Doing the preview game for Chelsea versus Arsenal, which takes place on Tuesday night. Kickoff is 8:15. Weird kickoff time. I don't know what that is. I think it's on BT Sport. So I thought at first it might have been on possibly Amazon, but it seems as if it's on BT Sports. So looking at this game, it's an important game for Arsenal. We've just come off the back of a draw with at home to Sheffield United, a game in which we dominated possession, but for whatever reason, Arsenal just can't hang on to a lead. This is now possibly our 11th draw of the season at the moment, and it's not really good. We've dropped 22 points. If we had even if we had won half of those games, we might have been possibly in the top half of the table in terms of it being in the top four. But we've just drawn far too many games. And now we go into the game against Chelsea at the Bridge without Pierre-Aubameyang. He's suspended for that game after picking up a red card after the VAR decision overturned the yellow card. So we're without him. So, we're relying on Mr. Laca to bang the goals in, and so far he's not really doing it. As I said, he works very hard for the team. But for whatever reason, he's just lost his scoring ability. He hasn't scored in 7 games. Martinelli in that game against against Sheffield United, right in the right position, goal poacher, bang, straight in the back of the net. And that's an 18-year-old. Paid only 6 million for him, and look what he's doing. I did say in my player ratings that I would drop Lacazette for this game, but Arteta probably won't do it because it is what it is. The same goes for Ozil, who was anonymous in that game as far as I was concerned, and yet again a no-show, especially you're playing at home. And we know Ozil is notorious for not playing well away from. When he's playing away, he doesn't show up in any of the games. These guys have to step up. You guys are like the senior players of the team, and you're letting a youngster come along and make you look silly. So we really have to step up and try and do something at the Bridge. Now it's going to be a tough game. Chelsea are coming off the back of a 1-0 loss to Newcastle. Bit of a sucker punch, losing it in the 93rd minute of injury time at Newcastle. They literally camped in Newcastle's half, and one massive sucker punch, a ball from I can't remember the player's name, the one that likes to do a lot of step overs. He put a cross in, and we had Isaac Hayden, ex-Arsenal player, literally come off his nose and went in the back of the net. And mate, you should have. It was a sucker punch, an absolute sucker punch. So we go into this game on 29 points, lying 10th. I think we're about 10 points behind Chelsea now. Because they're on 39 points. So even if we can go there and win this game, we can at least close the gap to 7 points, and then there may be, and I say maybe, a possibility that we can catch them. But we've got, I can't emphasize it anymore, that we've got to start getting our shooting boots on, and we've got to get more goals from the midfield. We've got to get more goals from the midfield. Everybody's got to step up and start getting more goals. Pepe, you're going to have to step up, mate. You're going to have to do the business. Ozil, when you're in front of goals, please, mate, rather than you passing it off and you're in front of goal, have a shot. Why are you scared to shoot? You've got in the midfield Granit Xhaka. What's happened to that left peg of yours? You used to bang them in from all distances, and now you're frightened to shoot. We need goals. Lacazette, I can't say it anymore. Please, mate. Please step up in this game. I know you're going to start the game, but you're going to have to step up and you're going to have to do what you can. I think 2 seasons ago under Unai Emery, we went there, gave him a good game. We ended up losing that game, I think 3-2 in the end. We was unlucky to lose that game. We dominated that, and we need to bring that domination now. With Arteta playing a sort of pressing game, we can give Chelsea problems. They're not doing well at home as they are doing away from home. So this is the chance for Arsenal, to go in there and put a stamp on this. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go into my player, or should I say prediction for the game in terms of who I think is going to start, and also what I think the score might be. So we're going to start at the back. Obviously Leno sorry, to start and goal. Hopefully his distribution will be a lot better than what it has been in the past. He hasn't been doing too bad in terms of keeping out the goals. The last 2 games, yesterday and the game against Crystal Palace, I don't think it was his fault. The flight of the ball beat him and he just stood no chance. So Leno in goal. We have on the right Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He's looking to start, and I did notice that Bellerin was on the bench, and I'm thinking, at what point is this guy gonna start a game? Are we waiting for an injury to happen to Maitland-Niles? I know Maitland-Niles is keeping him out and he's trying to lock down that position, but we do have the possibility of Bellerin being on the bench, but it looks like it's definitely going to be Ainsley Maitland-Niles starting. Now, in the middle of the park, Mustafi started on Saturday. I think there was some sort of injury to Socrates. I don't know whether he's going to be available for this game, but if he's not injured, then I would start him. That would be my preferred choice. So I would go with Socrates, because I don't know the state. I haven't read of anything about what the injury is and if he's going to be available for the Chelsea game. But I would start Socrates. Even though Mustafi didn't have a bad game on Saturday, I still feel that Socrates and Luiz are building a good partnership, and they haven't really put a foot wrong as such. So I'm going to go with Socrates, and then beside him, David Luiz, who's beginning to shine under Arteta, and he's keeping things simple. And I think he will definitely be that other centre back to pair with Socrates. Now at left back, I don't know whether Kolasinac is going to be fit for this game, but if he is, I'm going to go with Kolasinac at left back. Saka didn't have a bad game. And if Kolasinac is injured, then Saka would go there. But I'm going to go with Kolasinac in that left back position. In front of them, you've got Torreira as the holding midfielder, and beside him, Granit Xhaka. These are the two best pairing for me. I don't think Guendouzi works with any of these guys. I mean, Guendouzi is a more of a box-to-box midfielder, but when he plays, especially when he's playing alongside Xhaka, the midfield is very weak. So my preferred pairing would be to have Torreira, and then alongside him, Granit Xhaka, who Even though he was meant to leave in January, Arteta's obviously persuaded him to stay. And to be honest, he hasn't been doing too bad. Just sometimes just needs to release that ball a little bit quicker. But for me, he definitely starts in that pivot. Now, on the right hand side, we are going to go with Pepe. Going to go with Pepe on the right hand side. He just has to keep going, doing what he's doing, but just make more direct runs and just be more decisive with your passing and just release the ball much quicker. And if you are going to shoot, you don't need to take 2 or 3 step overs. Just bang it. When you're in front of goal, bang it. You've got a good left peg on you. Let's see what you did against Man United and even Chelsea. You had 2 good games there. So I need to see that Pepe in this game. Now, this where it gets interesting. For me, I want to see Dani Ceballos, or Ceballos, should I say. I want to see him in that number 10 role. I know there's talk, Arteta saying that, he doesn't prefer many of those. Well, where else are you going to play him? Unless you're going to play him at the base. I think he should play further forward. He's a very industrious player. And I think he should play in that. I think he can play in that number 10 role, personally speaking. Since he's had a number of injuries, and so he hasn't really featured much for the team. And it seems as if Arteta doesn't seem to have any faith in him. But me, personally speaking, I will start him in this game. Take Ozil out for a bit. I know he's your friend Arteta, but take him out and put Dani Ceballos in that hole, in that hole. Then out on the left, I'm gonna go with. Right, I know I said if Kolasinac plays, there's a choice between Saka or Reece Nelson. This is a tough one. Because Saka's been doing good, and he is a natural winger, not a actual left wing. But I suppose we would have to keep Saka on the bench just in case there is an injury to Kolasinac. So I'll go with Reece Nelson on the left, and then up front, yes, Mr. Gabriel Martinelli, mate. That's who I'll go. The guy is just at the moment, he's just doing it for Arsenal in all competition. He's got 9 goals in all competition. His first Premier League goal against Sheffield United. So, really fantastic to see him getting on the score sheet. And I think he's very direct. What I like about him is very direct, and he knows how to occupy the defenders and also occupy the box. And he also his movement is good, gets into real good positions. He reminds me a little bit of Van Persie. He's just in terms of his movement. I like his movement, and I think he will do well to occupy that role. Sorry, Lacazette, you'll have to just be on the bench on this occasion, because at the moment it looks like your confidence is not there, and I don't know what it is. When you get the ball, you just can't get it out your feet quick enough. And yes, your work rate is brilliant, but as I said, Martinelli's his work rate is fantastic as well. But the difference with Martinelli, he makes things happen. At the moment, I'm not seeing that with Lacazette. So those are my 11 to start at Chelsea, and I'm going for a score prediction. Jeez, my heart says 2-1 to the Arsenal. 2-1 to the Arsenal, but my head is saying another draw. 1-1. But you know what? I'm going to go with my heart and go with a 2-1 to the Arsenal. Please, come on, the Arsenal. Let's do this. Let's try and get back up and try and close that gap to Chelsea, at least to 7 points, and then try and chase down the pack. This is my preview. I hope you like it. Please like, share and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you on Tuesday, possibly doing a match watch along, and we should hopefully have a good time and hopefully win that game. I'm out of here. Peace.